it, then I don't record it. So that's okay. Hey, Deb, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So, well, guys, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And what I want to do, there's several of you on this call. I want to, first of all, thank you for honoring me and being on this call. And I want to share, I see some of you were not in Cleveland. Some of you were in Cleveland. So it'll be a review. And I was thinking before this call, I don't even I don't even know how I can summarize what just happened in Cleveland. There's so many things that are going on in ACN, and I think everyone here, I hope, is an independent business owner in ACN. There's a lot of people on here as I'm swiping to the right. So if you are not an IBO, you probably shouldn't be on this call because you're not going to understand what we're talking about. But what I want to do is just go give you guys a high level overview of Cleveland and what is happening right now. And I'm going to start with the end right now and then work my way backwards. What I mean by that, and if you guys can, hey, Gringo. Hi, Vince. If you guys can mute right now, and I'll have some of you share, but if you guys can all mute your microphones, that'd be great so everyone can hear clearly. But here's the deal. So the bottom line is with the Cleveland International Training Event, obviously I've been to several international events. It's always exciting, but ACN is in such an amazing zone right now because of technology. And it feels, guys, to me, I have studied and have watched, and you guys have all heard me use this example of Jeff Bezos in all my presentations for a long time. And ironically, they showed a picture of Jeff Bezos on, in the international about he's so, technology oriented, and Amazon is a global empire, and ACN it has that same feeling. Like I remember, and I know some of you are older than me, some of you are way younger than me, but I remember when Jeff Bezos started Amazon. I remember when people made fun of him. I remember for 9 years, Amazon lost money. Now ACN makes money every year, but I remember Amazon just piling on and growing. And that's the same feeling I have with ACN. I mean, unfortunately, ACN is privately held. I mean, if we could buy stock in ACN like you could Apple or Amazon or McDonald's, I would be all in ACN right now. Because why? Because of distribution. So starting at the very end, and this should be a review for some of you, and for those of you that weren't there, this is important to understand. Especially those of you that weren't in Cleveland. And again, I could talk all day long. It was an excuse, or legitimately you couldn't be there. It doesn't matter. It's gone. It's past. But I will tell you this. I know for a fact that there were people that were in Cleveland that are all excited that will at some point quit because they don't have vision, because they don't keep investing in themselves. And I'm praying that as I'm looking at all these pictures on the screen here, a year from now, every single one of you will be on this amazing journey with us. And why I say that is because ACN has the money to continue to expand and grow. It costs them millions of dollars to go into Colombia, of which they've made millions of dollars already in the first 30 days. So not a bad investment for ACN. But I will tell you that as ACN grows, they're going to come out with more services. Now, it's all speculation right now, but it's going to be much more. I know for a fact it's going to be more than just home and business services. And ACN has distribution. So you all want to think long-term while you're building short-term. And what I mean by long-term, and guys, I mean, again, I hope you guys understand what I'm sharing here, is ACN in December at the next international training event is going to roll out what they're calling the next gen, which is ACN 2.0. And they're going to be rolling out what the new services are going to be coming out in 2019. Now, this is not hype. This is my Zoom call. Okay. I'm in my house and you guys are on this call. So allow me to be free and authentic. This is not, and I'm sorry if someone has kids around, but this is not any bullshit hype that I'm giving you guys. I am deadly serious as I'm building this legacy for my 3 children. And God forbid something happens to me, my wife will be a beneficiary of this amazing business. And I love how Carmen Woods always says, she's retired police Sarasota, and she says when she dies, her pension dies. Her husband and her son get nothing after that. And with ACN, God forbid any of us, God takes us off this earth, your business continues to grow and grow and grow. Okay, so why am I sharing this? When you go out and build distribution, you have an opportunity to grow. And what do I mean by that? Because, and you guys all know, not everyone knows this story, but just repeating really quick, because Matt Hayden brought in someone who brought in someone who brought in someone who brought in someone, we signed up a network marketing professional, Samuel, in Colombia, who took him 6 days. Wait, I'm sorry, Monday to Saturday. What is that? Is that 5 or 6 days? Whatever it is, we'll just be conservative. Took him 6 days to go team coordinator. 6 days to hit team coordinator. I am an American, and I can't get Americans to get qualified in 6 days, let alone team coordinator in 6 days. Do you guys understand? Like, Colombians are wearing ACN hats and shirts and working 24/7. They can't wait to share this amazing business. They can't believe that they can make money on cell phones. They only have one service down there. One service, and this guy hit team coordinator in 6 days. 6 days. So, Justina, if you wouldn't mind, I'm getting a bunch of feedback from Mary, Justina, Blake. You guys can, it's popping on my screen here. But please mute. I know you guys are coming in late. Here, actually, I'm going to do this. Hold on. Even better. Mute all. Okay. So I'll unmute all when if you guys can share later. But here's the thing. What I want to impress upon you is that you build distribution now going into 2019. When ACN comes out with the next service, you're going to benefit. I was in ACN when we didn't have flash wireless. I was in ACN before we had Inovia credit card processing. I was in ACN before we had Vivint home security. So every time ACN, and I had built a team already at that point, and when we launched Vivint, boom, because I had distribution, I got a bunch of Vivint customers, a bunch of Inovia customers. Whatever the next services are coming out in 2019, you build distribution, you're going to be ahead of the curve and get a bunch of customers. So at the end of the day, what ACN is giving us is an incredible opportunity to take advantage of the future. But in the meantime, I'm obviously the longest standing IBO on this call, but 7 years ago, guys, we didn't have bonuses. We had quick start bonuses, but we didn't have product bonuses. So I want you guys to understand today, 2 Inovia customers, you get $400 as an existing IBO. It's $500 for new IBOs that you sign up, $100 for every Vivint customer, $200 for 5 Flash customers. We didn't have that when I got started. So when ACN started giving upfront bonuses and lifetime residual commission, I don't really know if maybe everyone on this call, on this video call, gets what I'm saying. So here's the deal. There's some incredible stats that Vivint even announced that 20% of all households right now today have smart home, and 8 years from now that number is going to balloon up to 70%. $10 billion worth of additional revenue of an industry is at your fingertips. If all we did was Vivint, smart home is the future, guys. It's the future. People want security and to run their home from their smartphone more than ever. And you're getting ridiculous billing volume. And those of you that don't know, that's the customers stay an average of 10 to 11 years, which is incredible persistency. That's 10 to 11. A 15-minute phone call to sign up a customer once, you get paid 10 to 11 years. Hello? Like, how does that not work? Right? And then when it comes to that's Vivint. And I always talk about the 4 core. And then there's Inovia, a core product. You guys really need to pay attention to what ACN announced. This is an announcement for those of you that weren't there. It used to be $100 for every time someone signed up. I'm sorry, for every time you submitted a quote, and that merchant did more than $3,000 a month. By the way, Inovia, I found this out from a couple of IBOs, so I have to say this. It was shocking to me because guys, read your compensation plan, the United States compensation plan, because Inovia gives you 3 points and now bonuses. If you do 2, it's 6 points. I'm sorry, this month it's 6 points, and then if you do 2, it's 10 points each. But it has to be more than $3,000 a month in billing to get that. If it's below 3,000, it's 1 customer point, and you still get the same amount of commission, 10% on the billing volume. So it doesn't matter what the point value is, you get the same amount. But there were several IBOs that talked to me this weekend that thought we don't get any. They thought they couldn't do anything under $3,000, and that I was shocked at that. So read your compensation plan, please. I talk to IBOs every day, and every day they don't know how they're going to get paid. So if you master the compensation plan, you could pay it forward, teach it forward, and it'll get people excited. I'm excited because I understand the compensation plan. So what Inovia announced is that the guarantee of $100 if they can't match or beat the price went up to $250 for the merchant. But then ridiculously, ACN added that now you as an IBO will receive a $250 bonus if Inovia cannot match or beat the price. So, you think about how crazy this is. Go out and submit 4 Inovia accounts. 2 of them fail. 2 of them, Inovia couldn't beat the price, so they have to send $250 to you per fail. Per fail. So you get $500 for 2 failures. But because we save them money, 2 of them become customers, you get 20 points and $400. So what ACN is trying to impress upon to you is go out and do what you're supposed to do anyway, is ask merchants if they're open. Now, here's a little tip. When you're meeting with a potential merchant, tell them on their phone, hey, Google right now, Inovia 2017 ISO of the year. And tell them to Google it in front of you. This is a tip. And then when they're reading it, it has all this information about Inovia being awarded as the top ISO over Bank of America, Square, Heartland, everything. So that's a tip. Do that. Use the tools. Inovia won that, so take advantage of that. Okay. Now, when it comes to Flash Wireless, the next gen is going to include. I think Flash is already pretty simple, but there are some nuances when you have AT&T devices or other things like that. Flash is going to be rolling out even more streamlined sales. And I'm super excited about that. So Flash Wireless is going to continue to evolve, continue to grow, continue to make the experience incredible for the consumer. And I love that, because that's our flagship product. Everyone, there are so many companies that have tried to do what Flash Wireless is doing, and they can't. It takes an army of customer support. It takes millions and millions of dollars to do what ACN does. And ACN is betting on you to continue to bring in more and more customers. So they're betting on the future as well as you're betting on the future. So pay attention to that. So everything's going great with Verizon and Sprint. They love us, we love them, and we're steamrolling ahead. Okay. So one of the things, Tammy is not on because she already had a pre-scheduled call, but Tammy had asked a great question. She's getting a lot of interest from Facebook posts. She's getting a lot of people that are open to the opportunity. And Franco announced last night, this is probably one of the things I don't even know what I'm most excited about, but this is something I'm really super excited about, is when you have, there's a general rule, 60-mile radius or 2-hour radius of driving distance from where you live, you should always do your due diligence and meet with people as best you can. Starbucks, your home PBR, something. Because face-to-face still in 2018 in this techno world is still better than Zoom, okay? However, we're growing. Like my team is growing way bigger. Like 90% of my team is interstate outside of the 2-hour radius of where I live in Sarasota. So here's let's say you've got a Roxanne in Texas, right? And so what you want to do is, Roxanne in Texas has no support down there. What I mean by that is, I'm in Florida. There's no bombs. Okay, what's Roxanne going to do? So Franco has virtual meetings that are going to be happening. He told me, he just texted me, and let me see if it even came in yet really quick. He texted me just a little bit ago that tonight he's going to send to me, and he hasn't yet. There's going to be a webinar, or basically Zoom meetings that you're going to be able to send people to. They're going to be pre-scheduled. You're going to know, just like tonight at 7:00 Eastern time, an hour ago, there was a ton of people that invited to the PBR. Those of you that were on, you saw there was several guests and several IBOs that were on this PBR, and I scheduled it. So I'm personally going to schedule more Zoom PBRs, and I'm going to put it on the Residual Nation events tab. I must have had 12 of you asking me for either 7:00 or 8:00. What's the code? What's the time zone? Guys, Residual Nation, Matt Hayden spends a lot of time posting things on there, and so do I. Anything I do that's for all of you to benefit from, I'm going to put on the Residual Nation events tab. So take your time, please. It's waste my time to keep texting everyone. From now on, I'm just going to say, check the events tab. So I'm giving you fair warning right there. You give me a question like that, check the events tab. Unless I said I was going to do something and I forgot to post it. Okay, then you could call me out. So what am I saying? Franco, on every single night, it's basically he's going to do different things. There's going to be a Zoom PBR presentation, not a webinar, for people in North America, which is Canada, United States, in English. Then he's going to do another separate one that's going to be North American Zoom presentation in Espanol. And then there's going to be another one that's going to be for Colombia, Latin American expansion in Espanol. So anywhere you're building, Colombia, Peru, soon to be Peru, Mexico, Canada, United States, you're going to be able to send guests to your PBR. So that's going to be rolled out this week. I'm super excited about that, because here's the thing. One of the thing that I know and I understand, but not everyone understands, is we build our business event to event. So you can get away with doing Zoom PBRs, especially if you're not in an area that has a weekly training. You can get away with it only if, and you will fail if you don't do this, only if you get these people that are excited and sign up in the business to Long Beach, California, November 30th through December 2nd, because that's where the next ASEAN International Training event is going to be. You are not going to have success. It's proven over 26 years. You're not going to have success building through Zoom only if you don't get people to our number one tool in all of ASEAN. You ask any RVP or SVP, ask any of us, and it will be 100% of the time the same answer. John, what's the number one tool that ASEAN has? James Adlam, what's the number one tool that ASEAN has? Aaron Burt, it's the ASEAN International Training event. I'm sorry, but if there was an easier way, believe me when I say right now, I'm in Sarasota, beautiful Sarasota, Florida, on November 30th. The last thing I want to do on November 30th is fly to the 3 time zones over, 3 hours over to the other coast, to California. I could care less about Long Beach. Now, all the Canadians are happy. All you guys in Chicago are happy to get out of that weather. I almost said something else, but I don't want to go. But you know what? I have to go for 2 reasons, because I have to keep investing in myself, keep my mind sharp, keep learning what's new, because I'm not going to miss out on all these announcements and all this new training that ASEAN is doing. And the second reason is for those people that are new, because we had a lot of first-time IBOs that came to their first international training event. It is the most amazing feeling for me to watch guests. Like, I know Erica's on here right now. Erica is lit up. She actually has someone that was on the 7:00 Zoom PBR that said she's signing up. And I probably just got the rep alert as we're talking here. So do you understand? Like, it is so exciting to be able to have someone leave an international training event, be so excited to share this with everyone they know, because they're armed with vision and excitement, and they know what you don't know if you've never been to an international training event. So I'm sorry if you miss Long Beach, California, and maybe you're saying, John, it's an impossibility and I can't go. And no, you need to find a way. Leaders find a way to invest in themselves. It's not a cost. It's an investment in yourself. And by the way, Long Beach, California registration, acnreg.com. It ends at midnight tonight. It's $149 to get your wristband. Tomorrow it jumps to $169. So check. Don't do it tonight. Check tomorrow. It costs you $20 more. This is an ACN Cleveland International price for the next international training event. So please do. I know a lot of you have already pre-registered, but if you really want to have success, and honestly, if you want to do what's right for your team, I mean, to honor your team, you need to show up to Long Beach, California, and make sure every single person on your team comes with you. I'm going to be just so intentional to make sure that everyone comes to the ACN. I'm like, there's a gentleman, Jason Fitzgerald, that said he wasn't coming, and Tony Silva and I were talking to him last night. He not only now is he registered last night, he enrolled his wife, which was completely from left field, because she does another network marketing company. And so not only did he say he wasn't going earlier in the day yesterday, but after sitting through Saturday International Training Event training, he knows he can't miss Long Beach, California. So that's what I wanted to share on that. And I have a couple more things I want to share with you guys about what's happening, but I'm going to open this up. And I would like, hold on, let me see, if you guys can unmute yourself. And if you were at the Cleveland International Training Event, I would like two of you to share really quick what the experience was, whether it was your first or fifth, I don't care. Who would like to share for the benefit of everyone else on this call?
Yeah, I'll go ahead, John. This is Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah,
Good.
so this is, I think it was like my fifth or sixth international, and it's amazing of how everything just clicked this past weekend. I mean, it's taken me that long to realize what ACN is and how valuable it is. Oh my gosh, this weekend has been the best I have ever experienced, not only for myself, but for my team members as well. You know, just seeing Gabe out there growing, learning, absorbing, and Jason, holy cow, I agree with you. That was completely left field. You know, I never would have thought, this is the first time he's ever gone to California. You know, he's in Louisiana right now. That's where he lives. And the fact that he and his wife are now going to California just blew my mind. That shows how impactful the ACN international training events are, because you feel how the ACN power, you know, it's a whole lot different than watching a webinar or, you know, a video. You're there, you feel it, you understand it, you see other people succeed, you can see it's a possibility for yourself. And I absolutely loved it. This international was my favorite by far.
That is awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate you sharing that.
Hey,
All right, who else?
Sarah and Blake.
Hey, Sarah and Blake.
Hi, John. So yeah, we loved Cleveland. It was awesome because we had Erica with us. You know, first time bringing a guest, and that's just like a whole nother level of excitement, because like they're excited, we get more excited, and we're all registered for Long Beach and super excited to be there.
Check out the hat. Check out the hat. Check out the hat. We haven't even gotten home yet. We just dropped off Erica. We've been driving for 8.5 hours, and she's already putting people on the Zoom calls to meet, you know, not only our ACM business to expose her to that greatness, but to meet somebody like John Behringer, who's got our back. And the person on the call, Sasha, she's excited. She wants to, you know, she's just somebody who's out there waiting for you guys to talk to, and me and Sarah, everybody, and John too, everybody. There's people waiting for us to talk to them, and that was my biggest takeaway. And that's what it seems to be every time, guys. I mean, like she's getting ready to do this business, and we haven't even got out of the car yet. And we already potentially have somebody we're working with. So we're fired up.
Awesome. I love it. What?
We got momentum.
Momentum.
And we're going awesome. SVP. We're going SVP because we're doing this forever, and we're not freaking leaving.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Anyone else want to chime in?
No.
I don't. No? Everyone's being shy now? Look at Nick. You're funny, Nick. All right. So here's the deal. So one of the things that I want to have you guys take from this call, and Gabe actually caught this. I opened up the RPM. Franco's our senior vice president's meeting yesterday, and Gabe was one of our guests, first time guest, lives in Cleveland, and he caught this. Here's what he caught. He said, you know what, one thing I got from this is that I need to take action now, not tomorrow. And he said this last night, and so many people get all jacked up. Oh my God, I've seen it so many times. And they don't understand that if you weren't there, I see several of you on the screen right now that weren't in Cleveland, you still need to take this advice that the 72 hours post Cleveland is vital right now. So do what you can. I hope, like Ginger and Alicia, I know you're in the hotel still and you're not leaving until tomorrow, but you guys should, I mean, if you're not texting and calling and messaging and just sharing this as much as you can, all out massive action for the next 72 hours, you're not going to get momentum that you want going into Long Beach, or going into October, let alone Long Beach. I mean, start your business now. And Gabe got that. And guess what? He was on the phone with me today all afternoon. He didn't just say it yesterday. He took action today. So if you're not taking action, call me. Like, put it this way. If Tuesday night comes, because now you're removed from the ACN event, whether you were there or not, and you have no action that you took, you need to call me because you need coaching. Something is going on up here. You've got head trash that's not allowing you to share this amazing business so that you could change your life. Now, I don't know if she's on here. Let me just swipe across. But there's a woman. She's actually getting started tomorrow. My wife and I, this is a personal recruit of mine. I just met her at Panera with my wife, Courtney. She's getting started tomorrow evening. And here's what I told her. And I want all of you guys to use this because I'm passionate about it, but I need your help to do this and to wrap this call up. I need you guys to help me with this. I am truly on a mission. It's a burden in your heart is a blessing according to the Bible and God. And it's a burden in my heart that people are freaking broke in this country. It's ridiculous. And it's like 98% of Americans just don't have $500 to invest in themselves. That's ridiculous. That's unacceptable. It's got to stop. And so she is in that spot, and she's had it. She wants a career change. And here's what I told her, and we're going to work this with her, that every single person that gets started on this business, we're going to work their ACN business to allow them to get debt free and to have 6 months emergency cash in their bank. She does not. I'm not saying her name because I didn't get permission from her to say this, but I will tell you, she's got less than $100 in her savings account. And that's unacceptable. She's in her 30s. So I am taking a stand for this woman. And I want you, every person that you guys talk to, I already shared this with her before she joined, that if you're in a position where you don't have 6 months emergency cash, I'm going to go to bat with you. So I need all of you to talk to everyone that you know when you're prospecting them to say, we have a system that will allow you to become debt-free, not just cell phone debt-free, cell phone bills. I'm talking lifestyle, debt-free, owing no man, no dime, and be able to go out there, get 6 months emergency cash, and then roll in the dough with ACN. Because what ACN is going to roll out when you build your distribution is going to be awesome. So I'm asking all you guys to help every single person that joins this business that you share that vision. Because every single person I'm going to talk to, existing and new IBOs, I might forget on some of them, but I'm going to make sure that they understand they need to have 6 months emergency cash. Unacceptable. My kids have 4-figure savings accounts. Like 3 kids, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, they have 4-figure savings accounts, and adults don't. That's horrible. That's got to stop. Unacceptable. We're not allowing this anymore. And so I can't help people think like Colombians and work 24/7. And the desire is only in your heart and in your mind. I can't help you with that. But I can help everyone that you bring in this business get out of debt. And that's my mission. And my mission is to help 100 people be in momentum as a full-time team coordinator. And you heard what I just said. We have a 6-day TC. So another TC on our team just popped. That's great. I'm not stopping there. That's number 12 for me. That's 12. I've got 88 more to go. So who's next? And then who's next? I am blitzing for 88 more team coordinators right now on our team. Okay, so to wrap this up, I appreciate everyone. Actually, hold on. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Can I say a couple
Yes.
things, John?
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm super excited. I know a few of you guys know that right now I'm selling my house so that I can downsize and focus my attention on this, trying to get out of the plumbing and electrical altogether. I haven't done any of that for 3 weeks. Now, after this week, I got to go home and do a little bit of plumbing and electrical. Tuesday morning, I have a noon appointment with someone who's been in Peru for 10 and a half years. This guy knows everybody. His wife's huge in MLM there. She was in an MLM, very, very successful. He created WindAid. He created the largest wind generating station in the world in Peru. So he went down there to serve and ended up making a lot of money. Now he's back in Indiana, and I got him on Facebook because he wanted to come look at my house. So as it turns out, I'm selling my house to an investor in Florida who buys houses from Facebook. But we personally, between us, we were out. Angie was in LA for 10 years. I was out there for 5 years. We have 10 people just in the general area that we're getting ready to talk to. And it's not about whether they're going to come or not. It's who they know. And great, let me tell you how it works. Who do you know who doesn't have their head up their ass? Okay, great. Etc. And so, we're going to get some people in there. And I'm just super excited. We're both pre-registered. I bought my plane ticket today. It was under $300 for a round trip, nonstop, with 2 50-pound bags on Southwest. And that's the same price it is from Florida. It was like $284, Matt said. It's crazy. So
That's awesome.
Why are we not going to go? There's
Nick,
nothing
thank you.
need to be made. So we're in it to win it. I just wanted to say.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I wanted to mention that is, who do you know in Los Angeles and Anaheim and Long Beach and all that, the Southern California, who do you know and who do they know? So start prospecting now, asking people. I'm going to put it on Facebook tonight. I meant to do it earlier, so thank you for the reminder. Who do I know in Southern California? That's all I'm going to post. Who do I know in Southern California? And then I'm going to private message it. I mean, maybe no one responds, but if one person does, then it was worth a post. So if you guys could stagger that, because it'd be weird if now we just had 20 messages like that. No, I'm kidding. Just do it. So thank you, Nick. Any other questions or anything else I can help you guys with? No, you guys are all good?